Let's adjust this. We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got 4 baseball games and what could be 4 possible elimination games for teams. And we've got 4 hockey games that we will talk about as well, including a team that's playing for the second time in 2 days. That is kind of weird. I don't know why they would do 2 games in 2 days for one of these teams, but it is what it is. Before we jump into the card, we'll go ahead and look back at what happened yesterday. What went right, what went wrong. It was a 5-5 day, and we were up 0.32 units. Losers yesterday, including the Blue Jays, which blew a 6-1 lead. That's always fun. Nathan McKinnon for a power play point. He had 2 assists, but he had no power play points. Bedard point, he did not get there. The Rangers puck line. Rangers didn't score, which is very interesting. And Adam Fox over an assist. Once again, the Rangers didn't score. He did not get an assist. Winners yesterday were Carlos Rodon under his strikeouts. I called it early, saying that he can get into a little bit of trouble, that the Blue Jays don't strike out. He struck out 2 batters yesterday. That was a winner. Seattle run line, plus 132, was a winner. We had the Colorado Avalanche at the end of the night, minus 110. That was a winner. And we won our first, I guess I could say we won our first 2 bets in hockey, or first 2 out of 3. We went 2-1 that Blackhawks game because I had the Blackhawks to get a goal in the first period, and they did. And I had the Blackhawks plus 1.5. They lose 3-2, so it cashes there. That one was plus 120, so it ended up being a slightly profitable day, but nothing crazy. I will say we hit none of our player props in hockey, so we're not doing any player props today. We're just doing – I've got 3 sides in hockey today, and that is it. But we will jump into the chats. We are live on TikTok, on YouTube for Earle Sports Bets, and for Picks and Parleys. We're also live on Twitch, on Twitter, on Kick. You can find us everywhere. We'll go to the TikTok chat first, saying one guy says, Missouri State wins. I disagree with you. I'm on the opposite side. I'm on Middle Tennessee. And it's right here. And then we'll head over to the chat. Let's go. That was annoying because that could have been a lot better of a day if the Blue Jays didn't blow a 6-1 lead. So it is what it is. Blackhawks are a problem this season. I mean, they did put up a fight against the Panthers. It'll either tell me one of 2 things. It'll tell me either the Panthers are a lot more beat up than we think, and it's going to affect them long term, and the Panthers might not be as good, or it was just a really this is a Blackhawks team that could possibly be not the worst team in hockey. But at the end of the day, it's one game, and we'll see. Back to the TikTok chat. Somebody asked, how did you do yesterday? I went 5-5, and I was up 0.32 units. So basically a big nothing day. What do you think about Bryce Miller fantasy score? I have Seattle to win, so I guess I would hope him over. But be careful with players, with pitcher props, because teams will have very short leashes, especially with Seattle with the bullpen that they have. So be careful with that. We will talk about Seattle and Detroit right off the rip, though. We get Bryce Miller taking on Casey Mize. The Tigers it's a pick'em. They're slight pick'em favorites with a total of 8.5, which is a kind of a high total for the series so far. But it is 2 pitchers that we do not trust as much. Bryce Miller, 18 starts, a 4-6 record with a 5.68 ERA and 90 innings pitched, 57 earned runs, 34 walks, 74 strikeouts. On the opposite side, you got Casey Mize, and Casey Mize this year, 28 starts, 14-6 record at 3.87. So he's actually been he's been good this year in 149 innings, 64 runs, 35 walks, 139 strikeouts. Here's the deal. And I hate to say must wins when teams are up in series. This is a must-win game for the Seattle Mariners because it's going to be very, very difficult to beat Tariq Skubal 2 times in one series. I think Bryce Miller's a solid pitcher. I think Casey Mize can get hit a little bit. And I've been on Seattle the entire series. I did take Seattle here. I got them at minus 102. It's more of I trust the Seattle Mariners. I wasn't super high on the Tigers coming into the playoffs. So I'm going to be on the Mariners. I got them at minus 102 in this one. To the TikTok chat. Dodgers minus 1.5 seem free. It doesn't seem free. I like to play. But we'll keep on rolling. We got the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. We've got the Cubbies sitting at minus 115, minus 120 area with a total of 6.5. And when it came down to this one, you got Quinn Priester taking on Jameson Taillon. Priester had a really, really big streak going where he didn't lose a start since May 24th, and then he lost his last start of the year. They lost 3-1 to the Reds in that game, which snapped a long winning streak. Now, am I worried about it? No. Do I think the Brewers probably win today? Probably. On the opposite side, you got Jameson Taillon, which has made 23 starts this year to an 11-7 record, a 3.68 ERA, 129 2/3 innings pitched, 98 strikeouts, 53 earned runs. He's been solid enough, and he's been kind of picking up those innings that Steele didn't after Steele got injured. So this is definitely a player that I can kind of trust, but at the same time, I looked at this one. We've seen so far in this series. Now, granted, this is in Wrigley. It might be a little bit windy today. That's probably why the total is so low. We've seen 9-3 and 7-3. Yeah, I took the over in this game. Nothing's telling me that the offense is going to slow down. You've got a Brewers team that actually is hitting really, really well, and I think they're going to be able to hit against Davis and Taillon. I think Priester gives up a couple of runs. And when I look at this game, I could easily see this game being 3-3 at one point. I mean, it was 3-3 in the first inning or last game. So I do like the over 6.5 in this game. And I did take Jackson Chourio over his bases. Chourio has had 2 big games for the Brewers so far this series. I think he tally on one more big game and help the Brewers advance to the NLCS. I did not take the Brewers in this game. I did just take the over in Chourio's bases. But I do expect to see some offense in Wrigley today. Nothing going on in the YouTube chat. We'll go back. Quinn Priester over a half of a walk. You're going to have to give me odds on that one. That seems like it would be very juicy. Strikeouts thrown, outs recorded to record win, hits allowed, walks. Minus one, one walk is minus 383. I'm confused. 2 walks would be plus 125 if you want to go after that. Is Quinn Priester, is that something that he does a lot? Outs, strikeouts, walks given up. 1-2, 1-1, 0-5. He gave up 5 in his last start against the Cubbies, but I'm not going to talk you off of it. You seem to have an angle on that one that you like, so go for it. But I'm not going to lay that. Got my creator. Appreciate you following the TikTok. Quinn over 2.5 strikeouts. The only thing I'd be worried about is quick leashes. That's the only thing I'd be worried about is players having very quick leashes. So. Need Brewers money line. I could see them. UTEP and Liberty over the points. I could see that. I just like UTEP today. Would you take the Brewers money line? I would lean that way, but I just took the over. Are these? Yeah, these are my picks. Yes, these are my picks on the TikTok for sure. Okay, heard. Okay, cool. Let's keep on rolling. We've got the Blue Jays and the Yankees. The Yankees are minus 190 area with a total of 8.5. We got Varland taking on Schittler. Varland, I believe, has been a relief pitcher. Yeah, he's made 51. He's made one start this year, and he's appeared in 74 games. And he's pitched, what's that, a little less than like 72, 73 innings, something in that range. He's not going to go super deep into the game. Though his one start, he went 2 innings, so maybe expect him to go 2 innings. That's about it. So I'm not overly concerned about that one. Cam is coming off of a career start. He went 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, 5 hits in a 4-0 win versus the Boston Red Sox. Granted, that was also at home. But I could easily see this one being not a bounce back, but a letdown spot for him, because that was a massive start in his last time, and I could definitely see him getting hit again. I did take the Toronto Blue Jays in this game. I took them plus 155. I just think they've been the better team. And then I also took Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over his strikeouts. Vladdy has just been massive against the Yankees. It's hard not to. He's at plus 115 for over 1.5 bases. I think he gets there today. I think the Toronto Blue Jays don't have the series go to Toronto, and they'll take the series 3-1 versus the Yankees today. I think it's the last day for the season for the Yankees. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Yankees lose too. 100%. I always root for the Yankees to lose. And then to the TikTok chat. Cool. Vladimir Guerrero over bases. Yes. Why MTSU? I like the spot for him. Keep in mind, all my college football, I look at line movements and market movements and stuff like that. And that's one of them that it went from 3 to 2.5 for MTSU, and all the money was on Missouri State, so I bet it. Keep hoping we coming back. Nah. Any tips on quitting oatmeal cream pies? I'm up to 15 a day, and it's ruining my marriage/life. Nope, I got nothing for you. Smart bet. Appreciate it, Isaiah. Brewers smash. Hey, if it puts on, if it allows them to put up runs, then yeah, I hope they smash today. Final baseball game of the day. We've got the Phillies and the Dodgers. The Dodgers going to be minus 170, minus 180 range with a total of 7.5. Nola taking on Yamamoto. Nola this year has been awful besides whenever he pitched against the Mets. Other than that, he's got a 6.46 ERA. So he's not been great this year. In 86 innings pitched. And when it comes to it, Yamamoto has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Yamamoto pitching to a 2.49 ERA in 30 starts and 173 innings, 201 strikeouts. He's been absolutely massive, and this is a Dodgers team that's now 4-0 in the playoffs. They haven't really left many doubts in any of the games. They've kind of just controlled so far, and that's the scary part about the Dodgers is they're just gonna they make it seem like, oh, we're not doing that great this year, and then all of a sudden they're one win away from the CS again. So the Dodgers, I feel like they finish it out. The run line's plus 117. I grabbed that. If you're interested in the player prop, Teoscar Hernandez has been absolutely massive. I may end up taking his player prop today. His player prop is for total bases. Teoscar Hernandez plus 120. I could see Teo getting his bases today. I do like the Dodgers, though, to finish out the series. Yeah, that was a comment in my TikTok chat. So, oh, yeah. By the way, anybody watching on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, I'm also live on TikTok, and that was one of the chats that I saw. Probably shouldn't have read it, but I thought it was funny. And then to the TikTok chat, somebody saying Caps are cooking the Bruins. We'll talk about that game in a couple of minutes, but I don't think so. Vegas -1.5 NHL. Is that a lock? Definitely taking the Dodgers. I do not believe in locks. I do not believe in locks at all. How confident are you in Seattle versus Detroit? I bet all of these the same. I've been on Seattle the entire series, and I'm just going to keep riding them here because I feel like if it goes back to Seattle and Tariq Skubal is pitching for the Tigers, Mariners are kind of screwed. But I'm going to continue to back Seattle here. So I'm just on the Seattle Mariners today. That's it. But that is all the baseball. Let's go ahead and head over to the hockey. We'll start off our day with the Toronto Maple Leafs hosting the Montreal Canadiens. 5.5, 6 area for your total with the Toronto Maple Leafs being -165. These are two teams. Obviously, everybody is always high on the Maple Leafs in the regular season, and that's what they are. They're good at the regular season. I feel like a lot of people, though, are really, really high on this Montreal team and think they have a shot to make the playoffs. Now, do they? Probably. I feel like those 2 wild card spots in the Eastern Conference are going to definitely be up for grabs. But this is a team that people are really, really high on. We'll go over to the line movement. Hopefully, it actually works for me and doesn't go really, really slow. Of course, it's taken come on, really? I'm trying to find out the line movement in this game. I believe the line opened up at like 150, and now it's up to 165, 170 area. And that was with all the money and everything coming in on the money coming in the right way on Toronto in this game. And right off the rip, first game of the year, I got +170. Give me Toronto on the run line. I could see a Toronto parlay today. That could be a lot of fun. But I do like the Maple Leafs in this one. I'm not as high on the Canadiens as everybody else is, and that's fine. Yeah, line opened up at 150, and then it climbed from 150 to 155 to 160, 165. So line slowly climbing that way. I like Toronto here. I think it's a closer game, and then they hit like an empty netter at the end. So I do like Toronto, and I took +170 on the run line today. Just a spot that I think Toronto gets off to a good start in the season, and I'm not as high on Montreal as everybody else is. Naylor is going to get hot with the new kid on the way. I can see that. Is Josh Naylor back in the lineup today? Because that could be an interesting player prop. Josh Naylor is in the lineup today. Total bases for Josh Naylor is sitting at +130. I may end up grabbing Josh Naylor player prop later. May end up doing it. Isaiah, Toronto, yes. Flatland is saying Yankees, Brewers, and Phillies. I'm on Toronto, so no. I'm on the over in the Brewers game. I don't hate your Brewers look. And then Phillies, no. Nola over 3.5 strikeouts, Red Goblin. No, I'm going to say no to that. And the only reason why I'm saying no to I'm on the the Dodgers. But B, it's more of I think it's going to be a very short leash with some of these pitchers, especially when they mentioned Nola is going to get piggybacked by Ranger Suarez. So I'm I'm going to say no to his strikeouts. Riley and Muncy home runs. Riley? Oh, Riley Green. See, I'm on Seattle, so I'm hoping not. And then Muncy, yeah, 60 Muncy. If Brewers stay at +1 money, I'll hammer it. I think it's going to stay there. I don't think it gets anywhere. Who's putting this in? What do you mean? Who's putting this in? What's the website? This is BetStamp. It's how I go and track all my plays, so I know what I'm on each day, so I can remember. Because I'm a volume bettor, so I'm going to have a lot of plays. So I like to know what I'm on at all times. So, Dre and Ace, appreciate you guys following the TikTok. Let's keep on rolling, and this is one that I might get a little bit of pushback against, and I already did. We got the Boston Bruins taking on the Washington Capitals. Capitals are -185 with a total of 5.5. You've got the Capitals were coming off of a massive season last year. I believe they were the best team in the Eastern Conference, if I remember right. They were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And then Boston sold at the deadline and completely flopped. Since the line opened up, it's gone from 200 to 185 for the Washington Capitals, and that is with a good chunk of the bets and not as much money. So 71% of bets, 51% of the money is on the Capitals, and the line is moving towards the Boston Bruins. I feel like this is a spot that very, very similar yesterday to the Rangers and the Penguins, although I was on the wrong side of yesterday's game. I like the Boston Bruins today. I got their money line at +170. I know it's a big number, but I do like the spot for it. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna get some more plus money. So my first 2 hockey players are both +170 for today. I got a little bit of Boston Bruins today at +170. Jamison Taillon over 3 strikeouts. Here's the problem with strikeout props in the postseason is the pitchers are on very, very short leashes. So if anything goes wrong, they're going to get pulled way too quickly, and they're not going to get there. That's my big concern. So whenever anybody asks me about pitcher props right now, unless it's like Tariq Skubal or it was like Crochet or something like that, I'll be like, all right, yeah, fine. I can't – if it's a pitcher like that, Jamison Taillon will have a short leash today, especially with the Cubs up against elimination. So that's why I got to say no to strikeout props for him. Mookie home run. Sure. I don't hate it. Simon, appreciate you following. Yamamoto case today. See, that one's a little bit easier to do because the Dodgers are not going to be as short of a leash on him. If your team's up against elimination, that's when you might have a little bit of a tighter leash. Yamamoto, what is Yamamoto's strike? No, I didn't want to do that. What is Yamamoto's strikeouts at for today? Yamamoto, 7.5 strikeouts. That might be a little bit high. Dodgers want to close, and Philly's desperately trying to come back. Yes, that is correct. Lots of swing and miss. 7.5. There could be a lot of swing and miss. 100%. Yamamoto is a really good pitcher that way. I trust you on that one. I just don't know if I can. I just don't know if I could do that right now. That's my big issue. Is I don't know. I feel like 7.5 is a little bit high. That's why pitcher props are a little bit tricky in the postseason. 4 people on the YouTube chat. Leafs, yes. Boston, yes. Boston in the under. I could see that as well. Go Bees. Yes, go Bruins tonight. 100% go Bruins tonight. This is the one game I didn't get involved with today. You got the Flames and the Oilers. Oilers sitting at -220 with a total of 6.5. Although I came close to wanting to get involved in this game, I just did not. Edmonton coming off of obviously losing back-to-back years in the Stanley Cup to the Florida Panthers. I feel like the Canada curse it just keeps on going. Although they did just sign Connor McDavid to a 2-year deal, so they have him locked down for another 2-year deal until the salary cap will end up going up, and he's going to get a shit ton more money. We look at the line movement in this game, and I believe there wasn't, which is what ended up, or it was like one tiny blip. Yeah, it shows 218, 218, 225, 218, 225 for Edmonton. And so that's not like a whole lot of line movement. And considering that Edmonton's getting all the money, I was very, very close to taking the Flames today. Very, very close. And if anything, what is their plus 1.5? No, minus 135. Can't do it. If anything, if you're gonna maybe bet a player prop in that game, I know it's I know it's kind of probably the obvious one. Oh wow, his points are crazy. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points is minus 130. How about him to score a goal? Plus 115 for Connor McDavid to score a goal tonight. See, I feel like that's really freaking low. I kind of want to look at it, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like this one's Flames or nothing. This is I just didn't get a lot. I did not get involved in this one. I'm gonna stay off of the Flames today, although it was definitely a strong lean towards Calgary. Lame that he resigned. LOL. Who? Oh, resigned. Sorry, Connor McDavid. Lame that he resigned. Yes. Sorry, I read that quickly. I got you. No, I understand why you did. Emmanuel, thank you for following the TikTok. Make sure you guys are following the TikTok. We're trying to reach. I think we're going live Monday through Saturday. And we're 42 followers now away from 1,400 on TikTok. So make sure you guys keep following me. I'm trying to hit 1,400. Let's see if we can hit it by next Sunday. What's today? Let's see if we can hit it by the end of Saturday's show. So we need 42 more followers. Make sure you guys are following the TikTok. But and here I put the link to it in the chat. So there you guys go. We've got one more game in the NHL. We got the Golden Knights taking on the Kings. Golden Knights minus 205 with a total of 5.5 in this one. The Kings are 0-1 to start the year. They lost last night to the Colorado Avalanche, and now they have to play today, and they had to travel. So they played the late game last night. Then they had to travel back-to-back right off the rip, and it's the Golden Knights home opener. And I'm a big Golden Knights person. I've been high on the Golden Knights for the past couple of years. I've had cup tickets on them all the way to when they won the cup. I had a cup ticket on them. This is a Vegas team that I feel like is always right there. They always have really good regular seasons. And I'm going to be right back on them today. I just think it's a horrible spot. Why would you have the Kings play opening night and then have them play the second night as well on the road after playing at home? NHL, do better on that one. I feel bad for the Kings. I know it's only the first game of the year, but also line movement. Vegas opened up at minus 185. They're up to 205 now. And money is coming in on Vegas the right way. I am on Vegas. I took their puck line. Their puck line was sitting at plus 130. So I am ending my card with the Vegas Golden Knights on puck line. And just kind of rolling with that. So all three of my hockey plays today are plus money with Toronto plus 170 puck line, Boston plus 170 money line, and the Vegas Golden Knights plus 130 on the puck line. But that is all of the plays for today. So we'll see how it goes. By the way, there's going to be a massive card tomorrow, 14 games tomorrow. So get ready for a bunch of hockey. TikTok chat took Jays over 3.5 team total and 6.5 total in the game in a lay. Yeah, I don't see why not. The Jays have been scoring, so yeah, sure, I would go with that. Can you explain the Blue Jays money line? I just think they end the series today. They've just been they've been the better team all series. They blew last night. I don't see them lose. I have them winning tonight. I have them winning the series. I don't think this gets back to Toronto. So I took that, and I think Vladdy has another big game. So I like the Blue Jays tonight. Yes, I got that. Big Dog, appreciate you following the stream. I believe now we're up to what was it, 1360 now? Hell yeah, guys, keep following the stream. Trying to hit 1400. Let's be real, that was lucky home run off of the foul pole. Jays should have won yesterday. I agree. Jays should have won yesterday. Yeah, you can't blow a lead like that. You can't blow a 6-1 lead. That was bad to see. That was bad to see. Couple of chats left here. Oh yeah, draw. Flames and Oilers draw. I don't hate that. Kings money line and draw. Nope. Definitely should be tons of fun tomorrow. Yes, tons of fun tomorrow. So yeah. MTSU over Missouri State. Yep. MTSU over Missouri State today. How come you like the over in the Cubs game? We've seen 2 games so far in the Cubs series that have been 7-3 and 9-3. I don't think the offense is going to slow down. I just don't. And Priester and Talion, I think, can get hit. I could easily see this game being 3-3 at one point. So I do like the over in the game. Adam, appreciate you following the stream. Vegas first period over. Sure. Dude, I remember last year because I was following Razor Sharp. He was constantly on the over first period in Vegas games. So, yeah, why not? I don't hate that at all. Thank you, of course, Scroll. Appreciate you following the TikTok Scroll. We gained a bunch today. Appreciate everybody who was in the chats and hanging out today. But that's going to do it. We will be back tomorrow. Massive card tomorrow. 14 NHL games. And then we'll have some NFL. We'll have some MLB as well. So there you go. You think this hits? I think my plays hit. Yeah, I wouldn't be betting them if I didn't think they would hit. Talion is dominating right now. He won't give up a lot. The line is begging over. Maybe. We'll see. We'll come back tomorrow and see. Anita, appreciate you following. Takush, appreciate you following. I like Boston today. Yes, I like Boston today. How think is going to win with Chicago? Do I think Chicago is going to win? To the Cubs? I don't know about that. Ain't betting Middle Tennessee, though. That's fine. You don't have to bet all my plays. You don't have to. You don't have to bet any of them. Takush, good luck. Good luck to you two as well. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again tomorrow. Peace out, guys.